Namaste everybody of you. It's me Sri Ram Sharma, your English teacher. Today as well, I'm going to teach you a very important part of English grammar, and that is called question tag. Question tags. Dear students, question tag is very important chapter of English grammar because after you learn transformation of the sentences, they look similar because we have to be careful on auxiliary verbs and main verbs in transformation, and in question tag as well you have to pay more attention on them. So very first thing in question tag, why question tag? The question is we make a question tag to be confirmed whether it is true or not, right? For example, it's a marker, isn't it? Isn't it confirms that seeks for the confirmation from the listener. So question tag is very important. They are playing, aren't they? Yes. Sita works hard, doesn't she? Ram works at hospital, doesn't he? She seldom rides on cycle, does she? Like that. These are the questions of question tags. Very first thing that we need to understand is whether the sentence, yes, so positive statement, we make negative tag, right? We use an apostrophe T for that. Do you understand? So for negative statement, we make positive tag. We don't use an apostrophe T. We make positive tag, okay? And how can we find out the negative words? So let us see negative words. That word that show the sentences are negative. Or let's say words that confirm the sentences are negative. So they are no. From no we can make nobody, right? None, no one as well, nothing as well. Then after not, neither of, none of you can say, and you can use seldom, hardly, rarely, right? And scarcely as well, occasionally, right? These are the words that make the sentence negative. Means the words that confirm the sentence into negative means by seeing the presence of these words in the sentences. Okay? Now we have to understand two rules, structures. One number, subject plus auxiliary verb. You know very well. I just make it AUX in short. Auxiliary verb plus dot, then comma, then same auxiliary verb we use and we put an apostrophe T, and I have circled it, or I can put it in the bracket as well. No problem. I can put it in the bracket because sometimes if sentence is already negative, we don't have to put an apostrophe T. If the sentence is positive, then we have to put an apostrophe T. Okay? Plus pronoun of the subject. Of the what? Subject. Question mark. Second one is, if the sentence lacks auxiliary verb, if there is no presence of auxiliary verb, sentence might have either B1 or B2 or B5. Right? They are called the main verb, action verbs. Plus dot. In that case, we have to use either do, does, or did, then an apostrophe not plus same pronoun. Okay, question mark. In case of B1 we use do, in case of B2 we use did, in case of B5 we use does. right? So we have to understand B1, B2, B5. Exactly like the rules of transformation. Means we have to recognize whether the sentence belongs auxiliary verb or the main verbs, right? So we have to understand these two things. And an apostrophe T, I told you, and in negative tag, an apostrophe T is needed. So I must tell you some points to remember. Points to remember. The first point is we have to transform not into an apostrophe T. Right? Means the full not into short form of not. Contraction of the not. Contraction of the not. For example, is into isn't. Is plus not into isn't. Right? So am into aren't. Remember that. So put it in the circle. Are also aren't. Then after we know do, don't, does, doesn't, did, didn't, have, haven't. Like this we have to go. Okay, can into can't. Remember that. Can't, C-A-N apostrophe T. Will into won't, W-O-N apostrophe T. S-H-A-L-L, shall. Shall into shan't, S-H-A-N apostrophe T. And like that we have to use must, mustn't. This way we can change. Remember aim, because aim can't be changed into amount. Aim is changed into aren't. Okay? This is the first rule, one number. Okay, one number point to be remembered. Okay, while changing the sentence into tag question. And second number, pronoun of the subject. Pronoun of the subject. Very important thing, pronoun of the subject. How to find out the pronoun of the subject? For example, if there is a male pronoun, so male, Ram is masculine word, then we have to use he instead of Ram. For example, I'm just giving you the example. Sita, yes, feminine word, feminine noun, right? So we use she. In case of Ram and Sita, we use they. Like that. Let me continue. In case of he and she, we use they. But in case of I and you, we use we. Remember that. If any subject is connected with I dot dot, then we must write we. For example, I and Ram, also we. If any subject is connected with you, then you have to change dot dot dot. You have to change it into you. Okay. For example, then in case of O and O1, same. In case of THER is there, same there. But in case of this, that, we have to use IT, it. Okay? In case of these, those, we have to use THEY, they. Okay? Alright, then in case of all plus singular subject, singular verb, all is well. In case all plus singular verb, singular verb, then we have to use it. All plus plural verb, we have to use THEY, they. Likewise, in case of everybody, you see, in everybody, nobody, right? Each of, one of, either of, neither of, both of, all of. In case of all these things, we have to use THEY, they. Remember that, they. Everybody takes they, nobody takes they. Each of, one of, yeah, yes, every boys, every as well. EVERY, every dot dot dot. We take they. But in case of everything, if there is a T also as a thing, something, nothing, we have to take the pronoun it, eat. What we should take? It, it. Do you understand? So this is the way how we recognize the pronoun of the subject. After contraction of not, pronoun of the subject, and the third rule, we have to recognize apostrophe as well. Apostrophe. In case of apostrophe, we have to understand. For example, apostrophe S plus ing, then this verb is is. Apostrophe S plus B3, then this verb is has. Apostrophe D plus B1, this verb is would. Apostrophe D plus B3, this verb is had. Apostrophe D plus BETTER, better, then this verb is had. Remember that. Apostrophe D plus better, this is had. For example, she had better see a doctor. Hadn't see. Acquisition is hadn't see. Okay. And apostrophe D plus RATHER, rather, then it becomes WOULD, would. Okay. We have to understand apostrophe as well. And fourth number point to remember. Fourth number point to remember is, yes, Bob intact. Bob should agree the pronoun. Should agree the pronoun. For example, this is very important rule. For example, everybody is fine, fine. Oh, what is the traduction of this? If here is auxiliary verb is everybody. Everybody, the pronoun of everybody is they. Remember that. And we cannot make into isn't they. We can't do it. This is the wrong answer. Because this verb should agree the pronoun. Verb should agree the pronoun. The right answer is aren't they is the right answer. Do you understand? So the verb should agree the pronoun of the sentence. Don't forget that. Okay. For example, either of the boys is or works. Look at that. Works is there. Either of the boys works at this school. Then comma. The answer is doesn't they not? Doesn't they is, it is wrong. What is the right answer? Don't they is the right answer. So this is the right answer. Okay. This is the wrong answer. So Bob should agree the pronoun of the subject. 4 number rule. 5 number rule. Let's go. I'm going a bit fast. Is it okay? Rule number 5. Focus. Focus on the main clause. Main clause. In tag question, always focus on the main clause. I think he is a teacher. What is the tag question of this? I think he is a teacher. I think he is a teacher. Comma, and we need the tag question. Right? So, should we focus this I think or he is? I think is not a main clause. He is a teacher is main clause. So don't focus on I think. Focus on this one. So the answer is isn't he is the right answer. Okay? So always focus on the main clause. But sometimes what happens? I doubt. This doubt make it negative. I doubt he is a teacher. Then that question is he? Remember this I doubt. This make the sentence negative. Okay? So let me go ahead. Sixth number. Be careful from subject verb agreement again. For example, he has to finish the job. He has to finish the job. This here has is auxiliary verb. This verb should take B3, but has to is there. So in case of has to, this itself is the main verb. Has to itself is the main verb. So the answer must be what? Doesn't he? Answer must be doesn't he? Right? So for example, I have a pen. Have becomes auxiliary verb. Have becomes auxiliary verb. We have to understand this thing. Yes, have, has, had. They become auxiliary verb. They become auxiliary if there is B3. If there is, have become auxiliary if there is B3. Right? So there is no B3, so it is main verb. The answer must be don't I. Likewise, read read a book. Remember that. This is subject verb agreement. This is singular subject, and singular subject never takes V1. Singular subject, you can write singular subject never takes V1. So this must be V2. You must be careful. So the answer must be didn't he is the answer. Did is the correct answer. So this is 6 number rule. We have to focus on this. Okay. So have as had, and I told you in transformation of the sentence also, we must be careful from have verb, and we must be careful from the verbs that has all 3 forms similar, identical. For example, cut, put, read, right? Yes, said, like that. So last number rule, 7 number. Tag in command sentence. See the example. Open the door. If the sentence starts from B1, that is called command sentence, we have to use will you. Yes. Then in case of don't open the door, make it negative. Don't open the door. In case of that as well, we have to use will you. This is also command starting from don't. Ram. Here is comma. Look at that. Ram, then after comma is there. Open the door. Here is it as well. We have to use will you. In case of please, for example, if somebody says please open the door, here as well you have to use will you. Somebody might say let us open the door. Let us open the door. In case of that, again will you. But at last, let let's open the door. In case of this, we have to use shall we. Shall we. Remember that. Let's open the door. The tag question is shall we. Okay? Remember that. Don't forget it. So we have different forms, structures of command sentences, and in all command sentences we use will you, just except this case. Okay? Except the case of let's. Do you understand? These are the 7 points to be remembered. Now let's do some practices. Then we finish the exercise. Practice. Practice, okay? Very first. Rama hardly PASSCD passed the exam. Okay? Rama hardly passed the exam. Now I must find out whether the sentence has auxiliary verb or main verb. The sentence has main verb V2. So we have to take the help of did. And now we have to understand whether the sentence is positive or negative. The sentence is already negative. Look at the word hardly. I told you the words that make the sentence negative words. I told you already. Hardly, this make the sentence negative, so we don't use an apostrophe T. We don't an apostrophe T. We don't have to use. Okay. So did Rama is the name of the girl, feminine word. The answer is did she. Nobody tells a joke. Look at that. What is the tag question of this? Nobody tells a joke. Again, see whether the sentence has auxiliary verb or not. The sentence TELLS, tells. This is main verb B5, right? So we have to take the help of does. Remember that. Nobody is negative. So we write they. But remember again, does they do not agree with does. So you does they lidana. Does this verb does not agree with they. So the answer must be do they. What is the answer? Answer must be do they. Remember that. Third, don't waste money. Don't waste money. Any sentence starts with don't or B1, that is called command sentence. In case of command sentence, I told you already, the tag question is what? Will you? Tag question is will you. Remember that. Phrase 4 number, I am son of farmer. I'm son of farmer. Then look at that. Here is am. Here is I. So amn't I or aren't I? Aren't I? 5 number. We can use That is a beautiful flower. You see, that is a beautiful flower. You look at the verb is. This is a positive sentence. We have to use an apostrophe T. Isn't. What is the pronoun of that? It. Isn't it? Right? This is the way. 6th number. And we can do like that. I and you can solve the questions. I and you can solve the questions. Look at the verb. CA and can. It's auxiliary verb. And this sentence is positive, so you have to use CA and apostrophe can't. Can't. I and you. What is the pronoun of this I and you? We. That says can't we. Like that. In case of negative sentences, there are some negative sentences I can give you. And for example, Rita seldom fights with brother. Seldom fights with brother. You see, seldom make the sentence negative, and fights is B5. So we have to take does. Seldom make the word sentence negative. So we just use does, and what is the pronoun of Rita? C. The answer is does C. Okay. So this is the way how we change the sentences into negative format, right? For example, all is well. All is well. That question must be isn't it, right? But in case of all of the boys are fine. Look at that. Here is all, but here is also all. But here all takes singular verb. Here is a plural verb. So the answer must be aren't T-H-E-Y they. The answer must be aren't they. Okay, like that we can do many exercise of grammar, of question tags. Okay, so we need to understand this. For example, 10. Hari caught his leg with an axe. Look at that. CUT caught verb. This is a very confusing verb. And we have to understand this is a singular subject. After singular subject, this is not B1, this is B2. So we have to take the help of did, didn't, and Hari, didn't, he. Didn't he is the right answer. This is the way we can learn question tags. So we must understand whether the sentence is positive or negative. Positive sentence, negative tag. Negative sentence, positive tag. Which words make the sentence negative? We have to understand. Then we have to be careful on whether the sentence has auxiliary verbs or main verbs, like this. Okay, this is the way. And there are 7 points. I wrote 7 points to be remembered. Okay, सम्झनु पर्ने कुराहरु 7 वटा कुराहरु. That's what I told you. And please pay attention on them and do practices. Perhaps you can make the answers correct. Thank you very much. Namaste. And don't forget